Was this clickbait, or do you really think we're heading into a future where teachers, surgeons, therapists, and 90% of every job we currently know will be replaced by AI or robots?
It's not clickbait. I'm not a big clickbait person. If I wanted to go and do clickbait, I'd get a lot more views on my stuff. I definitely wouldn't talk about creative finance because nobody gives a shit about creative finance. In the grand scheme of things, it's the most ungoogled thing on the planet. It's just, that's what I do. But I genuinely, I don't believe it. It is I know it to be true. It's not a belief. It is a absolute thing that's happening. Let's just look at therapists. Bro, first and foremost, this whole thing of like, well, people like to talk to other people. No, we don't. Okay. We do not like talking to other people. Okay. And I'll give you a good example. I'm at Starbucks the other day. I order a tall vanilla bean frappuccino for my daughter. Yeah, my kids are bougie. So I get her a little thing. The person asked me at Starbucks drive-thru, would you like whipped cream with that? I go, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll do whipped cream. Next day I go back through and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of preemptively saying tall vanilla bean frappuccino, please add whipped cream. This lady comes back to me with this snappy attitude of like, well, why wouldn't we have whipped cream? That's part of the ingredients list. Of course. I'm like, gosh, damn. Can you please get a robot so I could talk to a robot? Like, F you. Guys, you're already seeing it in Circle K. You're seeing it in convenience stores. You're seeing it in airports. Everywhere you go, human beings are slowly starting to be removed. You just haven't opened your mother freaking eyes. A therapist? Bro, let me tell you something. The reason why I don't want to go to a therapist or other people don't want to go to a therapist, I'm like, you got your own belief system and your own trauma and your own shit. You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather talk to a robot who has all of the political, or not political, but all the science magazines and all the articles and all the studies that have ever been written about this topic that I have a problem with, all in its database, and says, here's what we've told thousands of other people that have, with the same problem. Here's what their outcome was. There's no therapist that can harness all of that data on the planet. Kids nowadays are having less sex, not getting driver's license, not having, dude, look at Japan. People would prefer to have a relationship with their freaking phone than they would real people. It is a real thing. It's not, this might happen. It's happening. Japan's whole entire population is collapsing because people are not having babies, bro. So, sorry, Billy, you're actually cool, so I don't want to be talking to you necessarily. Name one job that will be here in 10 years, and I will show you a robot that's already doing it.
So what about like a plastic surgeon or a dentist doing a cosmetic, putting veneers in your mouth?
Go to Boston Dynamics YouTube channel and tell me that they don't already have a robot to replace anything that you have to say. And then there's this amazing Instagram page I've been following for the last 4 years where every time somebody says, oh, well, what about a roofer? Bro, a roofing robot was invented 2 years ago that is now they put the roofing robot on top of the roof. It will remove the shingles and install new shingles all as it's going over top of the roof. It's already happening. So people are like, oh, roofers, landscapers. Okay, cool. So let's look at the transportation industry. 7 million people work in the transportation industry. Uber drivers, truck drivers, logistical people. All of those people, 7 million people, are they going to be around in 5 years?
What about pilots? There's been a lot of aviation accidents recently.
I went to get my pilot's license. Every pilot.
Did you get your license?
I had to land in San Diego. It was the worst flight I've ever had.
Hey guys, if you're looking to get into real estate investing, but you're like, hey, I don't have the time, but you want to participate in the passive income, the tax benefits, and the wealth building, my company, Summers Capital, partners with limited partners, people like yourself, and we go out and buy boutique hotels. We have a fund where we currently own 5 hotels, and we currently have a wait list for investors to participate with us. If you want to learn more to see if this is a fit for you, you can go to summerscapital.com/invest to inquire and get on our wait list and be notified next time we have an opportunity. Again, summerscapital.com/invest. Now back to the show.
Quit trying to fly.
You quit? Why'd you quit? You got to tell me more.
It's the scariest shit on the planet.
What happened with this flight?
I was coming over the mountains from, what's that town you guys have in California, right over the...
Julian?
No, that's Palm Desert.
Palm Desert.
So I'm flying over those mountains over Palm Desert.
Very tall mountains, about 13,000 feet.
And the wind was taking control of this little plane I was flying.
Updrafts.
It was 45 minutes.
What were you flying? What kind of plane?
I was flying a Piper Cherokee.
Okay.
1976.
PA-28 Warrior?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was having a great time with it until that happened. And I said, F this.
Solo?
No, I was with my captain. I was teaching me how to fly.
No, you had nothing to worry about.
Bro, he was sweating his ass off. He was like, oh my God. He was like 6,000 hours. He's like, shit. He took over the yoke. He took over and I was like, all right, I'm done. Anyway, A year ago, my son got into it, and I just bought a plane, $100,000 plane, Piper Warrior, 160.
Oh, you bought it?
I bought it, yeah.
Oh shit.
Seller finance, 100 grand, no money down, no interest, no payments for 2 years. Bada bing, bada boom.
That's really good. So you used your real estate seller finance skills to negotiate the airplane.
I mean, all my cars, my personal houses, my friends, I buy them on seller finance too. So my son is getting into like being a pilot. So you look at all the Reddit forums and everybody's already talking about how within 2-3 years, all the main commercial companies are going to no longer have 2 pilots. They're going to have a 1 pilot cockpit. The rest of it's going to be ran by AI.
Now, will we ever see, 150 person Southwest jet with no pilots?
100%.
You think so?
Yeah, less than 10 years.
Honestly, I could see it because I did air traffic control for 11 years.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of crashes recently. Like there was the big midair that everyone was
Crazy,
talking about in
dude.
DC.
That Southwest one that he took back off and saved did you see that the other day?
I did see that. Yeah,
Where
scary.
he like saw it on the runway and he took back off.
I
That was
definitely
cool.
think that air traffic will definitely be, AI, robots, all that. It'll probably be safer because human error is the biggest risk to air traffic control. It's human error. You can't account for everything 100% of the time. You're gonna miss things. And
You
that's
know
just part
this
of the
really
game.
well, but like 70% of all deaths are in smaller private aircrafts in flying, and it's all 100%, not 100%, it's like 98% user error, stupid
Yeah,
shit.
and it's typically like the doctors, the attorneys that fly twice a year, and then they get up into some icing or rough conditions.
Do some
or
do
in
some
your
stupid
case,
stuff.
yeah, or in your case, going over the Palm Springs
Yep.
mountains, and so you bought the airplane, and you were like, "Yo, I'm just gonna let my kid take over now. I'm not gonna do anymore."
So I was paying about $4,000 a month for renting a plane and pilot lessons for my son, and I'm like, how much are the plane costs? And the guy who rents it is like, oh, it's $2,500. I was like, I'm just gonna buy a plane. So I went and bought a plane. Now it saves me $2,500, and I rent the plane to the pilot who has other students, and I make like $2,000 a month on renting the thing. So I got free so it's like makes me like $4,500 a month, and then my son will just build his hours up.
I like that.
I think
How old's your son?
my son is 17.
Okay, that's
So
good.
I think airlines, guys, I'm really hard to convince on this. I don't know one job that's safe other than strippers, barbers. I think somebody has a straight razor on your neck. I think that's going to last a little bit of time. But there's some jobs that will last, and there are some things, but as a vast whole, the majority of people, I'd say 60% of people are not safe, 60%. So where are those 60% of people going? Landscaping, plumbing, electrical, which is everybody's argument. Well, it's the trades. Guys, they're printing houses, okay? We don't need those people anymore. Robots can do all that stuff. Have you guys ever been in a freaking manufacturing shop in the last 10 years? Holy shit, there's 2 employees. Look at Starbucks right now. They have 8 locations that are ran entirely by robots already. Yes, 8 of them. Baristas, we want baristas. No, we don't want baristas. We do not want baristas. We want robots that don't put soy milk in the thing
I personally, so I walk into Starbucks every single morning here in San Diego. I walk into the office. I live like 8 blocks from where we are. And I go to Starbucks every single morning. I order the app. I go in, but I like seeing the people because like they all say what's up. They're super cool. They're super friendly.
I agree.
And it's
I'm
like
the
kind of
same.
a family atmosphere, but I like that.
But
And so if I went in and there was no people there, I would enjoy the experience a little bit less.
I
That's
agree.
me though.
I'm on the same page with you. The problem is the next generation is not you and me.
They don't want to talk to anyone.
Bro, they're not having sex.
That's fucking
Like
crazy.
you also like having sex, right?
I do. I
okay.
do.
The kids
It,
now,
it keeps me alive.
it keeps me alive too. It's literally the only reason I wake up in the morning. So me and my wife
It gets you out of bed.
I can make out with my wife today. So I look at that. I'm like, kids nowadays don't even want to socialize. So that they are not us. It's a completely different generation of people that are coming up. That is where the biggest change is. When people that are 18 today are now 28 in the future, guys, it's not even remotely close to the same world.